Streaming, here we go. Well, hello, welcome to the Mackem Cabbie and Davey Monday Night Show.
Good evening, everybody.
How are you doing? You alright?
Yeah.
Streaming, here we go.
Don't like these international break, Cabbie.
Oh, absolutely hate them. They're an absolute headache. Absolute
No,
headache.
there's another one in October now.
Oh, they're a pain in the backside. Seriously, they can just do one, as far as I'm concerned. Right, SJ's in the chat and so is Harry. How are you doing, guys? But yeah, it seems really quick that we've had an international break. Like it's usually well into the season before there's one, isn't there?
Aye, it's that Daft Nations Cup, man. It's flipping awful.
Oh, it's boring, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. I need to put my camera up here. But my camera's not up. That doesn't help. There we go. Oh, my ugly mug. Right, there we go. That should be up and running now. But yeah, it's usually straight. It seems to bang the internationals straight away, and the season hasn't even started. That's what it feels like, isn't it?
No. It would be when we're on a roll now.
I know. So what do you reckon about the chat about the big clubs, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Borussia Dortmund sniffing?
No good worrying about it.
No, I'm not worried about it at all. But I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen at some point, isn't it?
It'll not happen yet, man.
You know.
Oh man. What would you think they would pay for him if they got him now?
Buttons, because he's only a kid.
Exactly. So, and we've got a 3-year contract. We just say the 3-year out, I think, and then see where we're at in 3 years' time. It could be worth 5 million, or it could be worth 80 million. But if you sell him now, you get 5 million. That's it.
Of course, we all know contracts mean absolutely sod all. The other club can buy the contract club, but as you've said there, Davey, is the fact like he's such a young kid. There's not much of a he's not got a price tag on him at the minute. So
no, there's a lot can happen at 17. He's got to grow yet. He might. I don't know. He might. There's loads of things can happen yet.
It's just
he might find out about drinking women, and then it could all gone tits up.
Well, we've all been there, Dave. I'm going to read the people in the chat. Hello, SJ. He says, if Real Madrid want rig, then we need to properly rinse them. None of these add-on bollocks. If you really want him, then 80 million more. Get lost, basically.
That's not going to happen.
No, I mean, you're listening to Total Sport today. We're talking about that quite a lot.
Aye. Tonight,
aye.
Right. That's all they did. They talked, and there was only one phone call. When I was watching up to 20 to 8, they took one phone call.
Aye, I know. Either there's not many people ringing in, Dave, or they've got other things to cover.
Well, I rang in on Friday night at 5 to 6. And I didn't even get on. They didn't even ring us back. And I rang at 5 to 6.
Do you know, I don't think I've listened to Fridays. They're a great bunch of lads, but they've got a strange format, haven't they?
Aye. They're talking about too many sports, like.
You know, I just think it's in their contracts, Davey. They've got to talk about the other sports. I think it's just in the paperwork. Because can you imagine how much more popular it would be if it was just purely a phone-in show for Sunderland, Newcastle, etc.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If they're just a bit like the 606 phone-in show on 5 Live. If it was just one call rattling after the other.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? But they're probably the hands are probably tied.
Aye.
They've got to mention thingy and stuff.
Your mate's been married, Nick Barnes.
Aye, I know.
Aye. Thought might have get an invite, did you?
He's tweeded up. He was in his suit.
Aye.
He's good lad, Nick Barnes. Best of luck to the
He
lad.
is. Aye.
Probably the proper down to earth fella, isn't he?
I wonder who his best man was, Benno.
I don't know, but he was there in a lot of the pictures. Could have been Dave the Rave. I don't know. You didn't know, do you? I'm surprised he wasn't there in the background going like, Jesus Christ, hallelujah and all that.
His red tracksuit on.
With his Butker tracksuit on, aye.
Right.
Oh. Harry SAFC, hello mate, you alright? He says, I will say one thing though. Rig, when he's 20, he could be worth 200 million. Well, this is what we were saying, Davey, wasn't it? Who knows what's going to happen in the years to come? I mean, of course, there's no you can do. What's the situation if Rig just wants away and he's got 3 years left in his contract? Can he not go?
No, he can't go. I mean, he can down tools.
Aye.
But he's not going to do that, man. I mean, Sunderland is as good for him as what he is for us.
Aye. Well, we've got to look at.
There's not many clubs a 17-year-old can go and play week in, week out.
Not like that. And to have the fan base week in, week out like that and all.
Aye.
To run out to 40-odd thousand plus, and to every away game they've got a sell out allocation. Look, you can't tell me Chris Rigg isn't enjoying himself at Sunderland at the minute because every single player is.
Well, yeah. I mean, fair enough. He could go to Man City tomorrow.
Aye.
But he'd be in either the youths or on the bench for the next 3 years. That's not going to do him any good, his career.
No. You can't beat experience being out there on the first team. I don't care what anybody says, but it's not the same playing in the... Well, it's not the reserves now, is it? But playing in the under-21s, it's not the same. Even when you watch the live streams, as much as I do like watching them, it hasn't got that same feel. It hasn't got the same feel as the first team, has it?
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? David Scott, hello mate. He says, just say no to the sale. Harry SAFC, praying he doesn't go to Madrid. I don't think he would go to Madrid. Such a huge jump from being in the second league in England to go to the biggest club in the world. Colin Major's in. Your friend Colin Major. Drink and woman, Davey. I'd rather have a bag of fish and chips at my age, he says. Does that sound like him, Davey? Does that sound like him? Harry says he might end up like Jack Rodwell for all we care, that like, but look, there's a lot of ifs and buts, isn't there? I mean, you're gonna get that. That's just the way things gone. But we've got to stay focused, and I'm sure Chris Rigg will stay focused. And there was a caller on Total Sport came in today, and he basically just says, if you heard him, Davey, or not, this is just football. You've got to accept it. Look what happened to Pickford. Look what happened to Jordan Henderson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to enjoy him while he's here.
Enjoy him while he's here, and use him when you can. Do you know what I mean? If he carries us over the line to get in the Premier League, then hey, do you know what I mean? That's and it's not just Sunderland. It's every other club as well. I have to battle about the big guns come sniffing. You know. Wales is playing tonight. Mackem starts against Montenegro. Does he start? Yes, he does. That's of course. That's our lone player, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Thingy.
Been playing half an hour.
To be honest with you, I'm not interested at all in the Nations League, Davey. I mean,
I'm not bothered about international football. Full stop. I'll watch the tournaments, like the Euros and the World Cup, but nah.
That's all that matters to me is the tournaments. Do you know what I mean? It's the same every qualifying session. England will walk it when they're playing like the Coney Islands and the Faroe Islands and things like that. And Harry Kane scores 2 quality goals against the Faroes and things like that. Oh, he's a super player. Yeah. You know, I'm totally with you on that one. Like, SJ, most of the young lads are wanting to stay anywhere because you're right, Davey says they won't get games anywhere else.
No. He's very popular, that SJ. He's on every podcast.
Aye.
He is, he's on them all.
Aye, he likes to get stuck in.
Aye.
But the most important, he's in here right now having a crack on with us.
Yeah, should tell him to ring up.
Aye. Richard Stedman, hello mate. He says, "Hey, evening Cabbie lads." He says, "Let's flip this on its head here. We have a player Real Madrid want. Massive compliment, in my opinion. I bet Jude hasn't been on the secret scouting meeting with us." You know. But Billy GW, hello mate, you alright? He says, "Oh, where am I going? Hello lads, Meffin playing tonight." Yes, he certainly is. But it's only going to do the lads confident the world of good. I mean, he's just amazing how he's been playing though, hasn't he? For such a young lad, and he's all round ability on that ball.
He comes across as so down to earth, like.
Aye.
He's got no like jazz about him on out, have they? He's just like a young lad.
And I think that's what you need. Is as soon as you get somebody who think they're bigger than the club, the likes of a Corney and all that, and spits the dummy out and stuff. That's you just need that one bad apple, don't you, to upset the whole of the team, sort of thing. So that's why you've got to be careful as well with the signings coming in and all. But as we're talking about like signings and stuff, obviously it's getting nearer to the Plymouth game. I wouldn't change much about the side, would you, against Plymouth, Davey? I would sort of. Or would you give the new signings a bit of a run out to come in? Would you bring Dan Neil back?
No, there's only one question, and that's whether Dan Neil comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a funny feeling I think he will.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be for Rig, because he might think leave it, like give him a rest. Or more so, I think it'll be for Brown, like.
Could be.
Because at the start of the season, Dan Neil was first choice in there ahead of Brown, wasn't he?
He was. So do you think that's the best thing to do? Is like, do the decent thing and carry on basically where we're left off, and
or he could keep the same side. It's a difficult decision for him, like.
Aye. Harry says Tom Watson needs to play more, or he'll go in January. He seems a good prospect.
Yeah.
Of course. Don't change your winning side, says Harry as well. I mean, that's a lot of thing on people's agendas as well, isn't it? I would certainly give the new lads a run out, but it's definitely the second half syndrome, isn't it? Give him a run out. You didn't just chuck him in the deep end.
Oh no.
It's like that Pavida, he still looked quite a pace off from being fit, didn't he? When he came on against the last match.
He's a good way off.
Portsmouth, aye.
The only one I think's near of playing is that Wilson, like.
Did you see him in the reserves under 21s? He looked quite good, didn't he?
I did. I've seen him like the two games. The first game he played on the left wing and he looked good. But he didn't have a very good game the other night when he played centre forward, like.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't get much of the ball. But he was getting knocked off it a lot, like.
It's funny, isn't it? Because it's a different environment for him, and I mean, who knows what the players are thinking of? But for all we know, the players might not be as much pumped up playing for the under-21s and being in the first team. There's a lot, running out in the stadium of light 40-odd thousand and then running out into that, where's it, the reserves player? The Ebelton. Aye, there's a bit of a difference, isn't there?
Aye.
To get the adrenaline's going. RWA Productions, evening lads, how you doing? Your channel, how do you join your channel? I have to say, I'm more than happy to join your channel and hope you's out. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You're more than welcome, fella. Absolutely. It's just the same as usual. You just gone on Discord, you just join in, hop on, and How's your father? Easy done. You're more than welcome. Anybody is, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
David Scott, Dan the man is captain of Sunderland, so I think he will play on Saturday.
I think he will. And I think he'll be expecting to play, wouldn't he?
Aye, I would say so. SJ says, I'm SAFC mad. He says, I'll find them all on YouTube and contribute. When we start playing 3 in a week, we'll start rotating the midfield. Lebris has started. He's going to do this. Aria wants to be mod, lads. Bit help for yous. I don't know if it's mods or he wants to come and join the channel and jump on the chat. I don't know if you want to pop on.
Yeah.
But we'll sort it out, mate. If not this week, for next week. Yeah, it's the Plymouth game can't come quick enough, but we can't be too cocky. It can be a potential banana skin and all.
Right.
We'll read just Lebris. I think we've got a different manager though, and giving the players a different mindset.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And there's a lot more competition for places now, and all that keeps you on the mark. Like,
aye, it's a nice.
Whereas you think that season, a lot of the times, one of my dogs could have picked our midfield last season because there were only 3 that we had. Ekwan, Neil, and Bellingham. It was just Ekwan, Neil, and Bellingham every week. We all knew they were playing every week, but you cannot say that now.
Well, when you look at, like, say, last season, especially the last 3 quarters, and you know you've got to take your hats off to KLD and Speakman and Co, because you know they have listened. Do you know what I mean? So far, definitely. They have listened, and I know it's early days, right? And
I wonder if they've been listening to our podcast, Cabbie.
Well, they could have been. Do you know what I mean? I'll actually email SAFC and see if I can get Speakman and Co on.
Aye.
I'm still trying to get Darren Williams on. He was busy tonight.
Aye.
All I can do is just keep popping the questions and ask. You know, I'm going to try and get Gordon Armstrong on as well.
Oh, definitely after that goal.
Aye, I know. I enjoyed doing that video the other day.
Aye. I was in the full end that night.
Oh, you were in the full end. Oh, Christ almighty. Wait, can you remember whereabouts in the full end were you? Were you I'm trying to get a picture. Were you at the front, back, middle, or?
Right, like just right in the middle, about 3/4 up. I stood in the same place for years and years.
That's a perfect view, isn't it? Did you get it? Because it was packed, wasn't it? Roker Park. It was absolutely packed. I mean, what was it like for you? I mean, little Dennis Wise popped up and equalised for 5 minutes to go. Did you think what I thought?
What year was it?
1992. Is
that what it was?
Aye.
92.
92.
Well, I was born in 61, so how old will I have been?
Oh, 74 then, you think? 74 then, you think?
74? Okay. Born in 61, you said 92, so what's that? 30.
Hello, John Nesbitt. You all right, mate? Yeah, you'd have been in your 40s, wouldn't you, Dave?
40s? 92, 60, 70, no, 30s, isn't it?
30s?
I'll have been 30.
30 odd.
Aye.
Well, how did it feel? And when Dennis Wise he chipped the ball out with Tony Norman, did you feel like I felt thinking, well, that's it, good night now, that's it, we've had our chance?
Aye. It would have went extra time, wouldn't it?
It would have went of extra time, but you thought, like, because they were in the Premier League, Chelsea. Was it the Premier League was formed then, wasn't it? Was the Premier League formed then 92 when we were playing Chelsea? Or was it the old Division 1 when we were in Division 2?
Probably I'm hopeless for years. 92. Oh, I couldn't have been the Premier League.
If anybody knows that one. But anyway, we knew they were the big club, and we all knew, didn't we? It's like, that's it, it's going to be over and done with. But did you sense that there was Sunderland were going to go and get that second goal, or was it just totally?
I always did, Cabbie. I'm an optimist with Sunderland. Like, if they're getting beat 3-0 with 10 minutes again, I think they're going to win 4-3. I've always been the same.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, you'll have got an absolute perfect view when Gordon Armstrong headed that goal.
It looked like it was outside the box when you were watching it from the full end.
And I bet you it seemed to take forever and all, did it, to get in?
It was a fantastic header and all, wasn't it?
Well, I said in my video yesterday, I says, if not the greatest goal at Roker Park, but there's probably been a lot more, I don't know, but it's definitely the best header by a mile. I mean, it showed you from another angle. I mean, how high did he jump?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It was like on the run and all when he headed it, when he connected.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know Niall Quinn scored some quality with his headers, but that's going to take some beating, isn't it? I mean, so what was it like when it went in, Davey? Did you get trampled on at the full end?
Oh, yeah, it was always full. I'll never forget the 73 when Vic Allen scored against Man City. It was a git foggy, horrible night, and like it was absolutely crammed. You couldn't stand because you were just getting lifted up with the crowd. So when the crowd swayed, you went about 50 yards, and then they would sway the other way, and you went back to where you were. It's amazing, man. It would never be allowed now.
Oh, it's a shame though. I never felt in any danger when I was standing like.
No.
Park. It was, you know, and still to this day, of all the games I've been to or watched or listened to, that roar when Gordon Armstrong scored, it was like I've never heard out like that before. Like even at the Stadium of Light, I've not heard out like that. And don't forget, I mean, there were only been about 28,000 Roker Park that night, weren't there? Because after the Hillsborough disaster, of course, they reduced the attendance and stuff.
So you're on about Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm only going back a few years here, but I've never heard noise like that playoff final, mind you.
At Wembley.
I've never heard noise like that in my life, and I've been supporting them for 50 odd years.
There was nearly 50,000 Sunderland fans down there, you know.
And the noise was when that first goal went in. The noise was just the hair stood up on the back of your neck.
I've seen some decent camera footages of people's mobile phones, and when I'm listening to it, I get goosebumps listening to it because it's like a shockwave of noise that hits you.
Cabbie, I must have watched that match about 100 times over the last 3 years.
Oh, it's class, isn't it? Well, even at the beginning when they were lined up and they were singing and it's Sunderland, and even Luke O'Nien, didn't he look and he went, "Oh wow, this is class, man." Aye, mental. Oh,
I told them on, I think it was Total Sport the other night. Have you seen that video of Luke O'Nien and them? All the players getting asked a question.
I've seen the one where there's a little lad getting his shirt signed and all that. Is that the one you're on about?
No. You know when I don't know if you've seen them before, but they often come into the training and there's a bloke stand there. You ask them the daily question. Like sometimes it's like, what's your
favourite food and all that? Aye.
Well, the day that they were asking them who's going to win the Ballon d'Or, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, like, I think it was Serkin said, it'll be that Vinicius or somebody from Real Madrid.
Vinicius Junior, yeah.
Aye. Somebody said another one said him, and then somebody said, it'll be Bellingham. Right. They went up to Luke O'Nien, right?
Right.
And asked him. You know what he says? I couldn't believe it. Was just, I do not watch football.
Is that what he says?
I don't watch football. He says, but I can tell you he'll definitely not win it. He says Patterson because he let one in the other day.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
Luke O'Nien.
He said not be Patterson because he let one in the other day.
Oh, for God's sake!
Classic.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I doesn't watch football.
God's sake! He's a breath of fresh air, isn't he?
Oh, he's absolutely great, man.
He's never changed his attitude since joining the club, has he? Did we get him from
I think he'll be another Gary Bennett and Kevin Barlam. I think he'll stay here forever.
It seems to get older.
He'll get a fucking job. He'll do something else, and he'll end up commentating on the radio. He'll do all that. He'll not leave the area like.
We got him from Wickham, didn't we?
Aye. I mean, he's like a Cockney, isn't he?
But this is what Sunderland does. It grabs hold of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at Kevin Ball was he from Portsmouth, wasn't he?
I know, absolutely, I know. I was going to catch up on some of the chats here, Davey.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling something special is happening on SAFC, and I hope I'm right. It says Tony Emerson.
Yeah.
Welcome along, mate.
Same here.
Richard Stedman says, seems to be a little bit of talk about Dele Alli joining. What's your thoughts? Would you take him?
No.
Hey,
Nah.
Davey says
Finished.
no. Harry
Finished.
says Regis Labrie is the next Peter Reid. John Nesbitt. Hello, boys. How are you doing? SJ says 1861, Davey. Is it when you mentioned about the date or something? Does that? Harry says Davey's going to be 31 or 32 when you're talking about your age.
When Chelsea.
And then, Jim Nesbitt says, oh yeah, hi John, Nesbitt brothers are in the house. Gary Hoyle, hello mate. Regis will not be changing side with wholesale changes. He'll just tweet it constantly. John Nesbitt says, Chelsea, what about the FA Cup? Weren't that big in them days. Oh, I've just lost the comment. Bates bought the club for £1, I think, if he remembers. Tony Emerson says it was like when Quinnick scored at the Scumhouse. Your fan, Davey, Pastor Alex, VPA, says, hello, I'm in need for 15 Ugandan dollars for a Sunderland top. He says, please help Davey, and SJ finds that funny. Pastor Alex, VPA, says, hello, I know a good friend who can play for Sunderland. He's a striker and he scored 12 goals for our team. Who is this Pastor Alex in Uganda, Dave? Have you got friends over there or something?
No.
Crazy. Anyway, you've got fans over there. Ugandan dollars, eh?
Right.
John Nesbitt says, noisiest game was Man City, 73. Francis Lee came off the pitch with was it a head injury or something he's saying? With a headache. Hi, Jim. But yeah, I mean, look, Roker Park was just a noise ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Stadium of Light, for some reason, doesn't seem to harness the noise as much as Roker Park. You think it would be the other way around while a crowd in, wouldn't you?
Aye.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to think Roker Park was all open up, wasn't it? I mean, do you think the stadium would keep the noise in more?
What I liked about that Chelsea goal with Gordon Armstrong's the Fallic, as he went to take the corner, all the Chelsea fans singing, we shall not be moved. And of course, that's it. They're going to win the game now. And when Gordon Armstrong jumped up and headed it, it was like synchronised. What the fuck? All the Chelsea fans like that, hand on the heads and turning away, saying, "I don't believe that." And it's just mad that Ian Porterfield was the manager that night for Chelsea. I wonder what he was thinking deep down, you know.
Aye. I remember when he crashed his car. It was just along the road from where I live.
Ian Porterfield.
Aye.
Really?
When he crashed his car on the Nissan road. You know where Nissan is now?
Aye.
That's why he crashed his car on that road.
Oh, it was on there, was it?
Aye.
Barmy. Aye, look at the Roker Park's flattened now. It's just a load of bloody houses.
Aye. And can you remember when we beat Chelsea, Colin West?
I do. Westy was a good player, mind.
Got 2 penalties, didn't he? And it was like, that game wouldn't be on now anyway because it was rock hard, the pitch.
Aye. Oh, God, there was loads of conditions that you think there wouldn't be.
I know.
There wouldn't be on now. But aye, the Colin West, that was the Tom Cowie days, wasn't it?
Aye, that was a pinstripe strip.
Aye.
Like the little red stripe on the white top.
I wasn't a fan of that, like.
No.
It's just, I don't know what they were thinking of there, like. Gary Hoyle says, talking about Luke 09, he says, he just gets us. Luke just gets us. Not too many players from the south buy into it.
No.
No, not at all. He's, I mean, every time you see Luke 09 on the behind the scenes, you know, before the games and stuff, he never walks down them stairs not smiling, does he?
No.
You know, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but a lot of the Sunderland players they'll walk down and they'll just give a quick high five or a quick nod, and walk. They've got the game face on and they walk the changing room. Luke 19, if you notice, he always walks towards every single one of them and shakes everybody's hand.
Yes.
How are you doing? You
And
all right, Colin? Are you all right, James? How are you doing? Have you had a good day?
right.
Talking to
And
them?
there's that Abdullah Bar. I've never seen him speak yet.
No?
Never doesn't acknowledge anybody. Just nout.
Aye, I know. But Luke 09, it's like, it's mad. He's just, like, say, shakes hand with everybody. The old timers, the old fellas in the suits
well,
and
the
stuff.
old man and that.
He walks
Aye.
up to them and he goes, "How are we doing? You all right? You having a good lad?" And he sometimes punches the camera and,
Aye. It's class, man.
you know. And he's starting well, man. We're talking about his football and all. He's playing well.
Aye. He's playing better now than he has that he's ever played.
And David Joblin, hello mate, welcome. He says good evening. Dougie Stewart says Kevin Ball bought into it. But yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? I mean, I'm just eager for Saturday to start.
I know.
To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
What will you be expecting against Plymouth, Davey? What would you?
I would just the same as just the way we've been playing.
Can we get 5 wins on the bounce?
Obviously, like any game, Stuart, the first goal's vital. Vital.
Aye.
The first goal sets the tone, doesn't it? I mean, we've never been behind it, have we?
The fact is, at the moment we're not just getting the one goal; we're getting goals. So we're not even giving a team a time to bed in. It's like we'll get that first goal, then we'll get the second goal, we'll get the third goal. We're not just putting the team to bed, but we're making sure of it.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we've already stung them with a venom, But we're stinging them 3 times with a venom. Make sure they didn't get back up.
Yeah, just the same old, mate. I hope they just play the way they've been playing. I think we can beat anybody in that league. Anybody.
Well, it's certainly looking that way at the minute, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
SJ says when 09 first joined, he rushed up in his own car because he couldn't wait to sign for us. He probably knows he's lucky to be at a big club. Yeah, absolutely.
And he wasn't a success at first, No.
No.
He got took off in his first game.
Aye.
And he never got back in for ages.
He is a good player. We keep going on about his personality, but he is a good player as well.
Aye.
You know what I mean? He's getting a start for a reason.
Aye.
D Hall reckons he's going for a 3-1 win. Is that another own goal by Luke 09, is it? David Scott, he's gone for 4 now.
Aye.
John
the
Nesbitt.
power man of Plymouth.
I know they are.
They were power last season when we played them in the Hammerdus, down there.
We beat them up here, didn't we? Because I think that was the game Joe Bellingham scored a cracking goal.
That's right. Come on at half time, didn't he?
Aye. John Nesbitt says different mentality, and it's all about confidence. It certainly is. Stay top of the league all season, 1 game at a time. Well, that's all we can do, really. 1 game at a time, isn't it, to be quite honest with you. That's all we can do. But like I say, Regis Labree's got it drilled into the squad and stuff. I mean, like I say, we're still... Davey, you still carried away?
Oh, carried away, definitely. So you should be, man. That's what it's all about.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
Better than hiding under the table like we were last season.
I wonder if we'll play in our lovely third strip.
Were they green them, aren't they? I think what do we play in there? I think we played red and white stripes last year.
I think we did. I think the last... Was it?
Oh, did we? Might play in that fluorescent one. Did we not play that fluorescent thing?
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Aye. I'm trying to think.
Did Sunderland were in the red and white stripes when they played Cardiff, weren't they?
Aye, Cardiff, aye.
Aye.
We've been red and white stripes every game apart from the last one.
Aye. Harry says 5-0. That's how much we should have beat Burnley by 5-0 if we'd found the net.
Oh, definitely.
Gary Hoyle says, we're going to give Plymouth a pummeling and Mr. Rooney will get the sack 4-0. Bit too early for him to get the sack, you know? I don't know.
It'll cost him a few bob, won't it? Jesus.
I don't know how he keeps getting a bloody manager's job.
Near a minute.
Someone's just posted a picture of the Sunderland Expressway train. That's taken some of the fans down the side. It's got like the Sunderland flags and that all down the side.
Aye.
Silly puppy. Any news on the Wales game yet? I mean, I've not really kept an eye on it. So, no.
They're terrible to watch, Wales.
Not as bad as bloody Scotland. Jesus Christ.
Did you watch any of the Northern Ireland games?
The Nation League's one I seen it. I thought
England. Ballard looks good, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? He's I've always liked Ballard. Always liked him.
He gets on the end of every corner and cross, doesn't he?
He does. Do you think Dennis Serkin deserved to get Player of the Month?
He's been tremendous. Like,
aye.
You realise, you know, he's one of them players, right? You realise how good he is when he's not there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That Davey, like when they're not here, that's when you think, oh, it's like a hole in the head, isn't it?
When he doesn't play, you think, God, that Serkin's a good player.
How old is he? He's not that old, is he?
22.
22.
Something like that. He's not like you say. Oh, he's no older than 22. Might be 21. I think he's 22 now.
John Nesbitt says 09 is playing well because he knows if he's below par, he's out of the team for quite a while. I'd be happy with a known goal and a win. But yeah, that's it. They've got players like knocking on the door to come up. It looks like as well we could be seeing another bad partnership with Mundell and Meander.
Yeah.
The M&Ms, they're looking good together, aren't they?
I'd like to see Meander get a goal, like.
Aye.
Because you need to score. When you're centre forward, you've got to be chipping in with goals, like.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt, have you? Without a doubt. SJ says Spurs can't buy Serkin back for $6 million now.
No, that's gone.
We ask what we want now. Yeah, the clause is gone. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Gin Nesbitt says, fun fact, Luke 19 holds... Oh, yeah, he did 1,000 keep-uppies with tennis balls. Did you see that?
I've seen that. Seen it, aye. Unbelievable.
Some skill that, you know.
Too right it is. It's hard enough keeping the proper ball up for that many.
No, I mean, I think I can just manage 10, but that's with a beach ball.
God.
Filled with helium.
I've seen that with a tennis ball. It's unbelievable.
I was amazed. Yeah, 1,000 keep-uppies, was it? No, it wasn't 1,000, was it?
Aye, unbelievable. I've watched it.
Oh, yeah, that's... I think
him and... I tell you who he's doing it with. Patrick Roberts and Alex Pritchard.
They sped the video up, didn't they?
Right. That's who he's doing it with, them two.
He sped the video up, that's right. That was quality, like, I remember watching that. Oh, Wales is winning 2-0.
Jesus.
Montenegro, Moore scored and Wilson scored.
Keep one more. Wilson's a full of midfield player.
Of course, England play again
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Someone was mentioning on listening to Total Sport today as well. They were talking about Gateshead quite a lot, and do you know I've got a soft spot for Gateshead. I don't know what it is. I like to
see them very well.
I've always kept an eye on them.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh, the Geordies and all that." They're not the Gateshead, and it's like I've just followed them, watching them I keep an eye on all the results where they've been,
right.
And They were so unlucky, weren't they, last season? I mean, I don't know what the difference is this season because they're looking really strong. I mean,
Aye. And they've lost a lot of players, you know, in last season.
So I don't know if they've done anything to their ground to improve it to if they got promoted. But Mackem playing a 7.4 for Wales, says D Hall. John Nesbitt says, if Riggy is sold, I hope the club has learned their lessons from the Henderson sale of 19 million plus 12 million plus 12 seasons they got out of him. Rig 80 million plus and nothing else. But as Davey says, that all comes down to where he guns. I mean, don't forget, he's already... He had a chance to go back to Newcastle. And he's turned that down, hasn't he?
Yeah.
To be back here. And as you say, I think a lot of that's to do with the fact, like, he's just enjoying his time here. He's enjoying first team football.
That's it. He's getting game time, isn't he?
He's getting game time, aye. SJ says, everybody is saying 80 million. Listen to the fans. If you do sell him, Speakman, don't undersell him like you did with Clark. We lost on 10 million, is his opinion.
But people saying that about Clark, you know, he wanted a gun 2 summers ago.
Yeah, I mean,
he has to leave. He has to leave last summer.
Well, are you a bit disappointed with Clark doing that, or yet again, can you not like sort of blame him, or
It's all a lot of it's down to the agent, man, isn't it?
Agent. Because I didn't think it was Richard Gandown. You know, I think when they've had a tough start, and I think they'll start picking up a few wins.
Aye.
You know, but it's money for them, isn't it?
It's hard for them teams that gone up, like, because every game's a big game, isn't it?
There was I was talking to some Sunderland fans today in my taxi, and they were saying, like, you know, I'd rather be in the Championship. And I think even Mackem Cabbie said this on Total Sport, one of the shows.
No.
He says, you know, look, I'm quite happy being in the Championship and having a good season and finishing 6th and 5th and stuff. And, you know, when we finished in the playoffs and we got beat by Luton, but that was a really good season. We were happy, and now we didn't get promoted, but we would have been happier in that Championship than we would have been in the Premier League, getting absolutely trounced every single week. And apart from the money, you know, what is the big deal of getting to the Premier League to have preferably a miserable bloody season?
That's it. When you get up, you've got to spend big, haven't you, to have a chance of staying up.
And that's why some people say it'd be so much better if the big 5 or big 6 pissed off and went to a Super League somewhere and just made that. But it's not just the top 6, though, is it, Davey? There's a gap. Just literally, where even the bottom 6, forget the bottom 3, but the next 6 or 7 teams up above that are still a different class to what you are.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know, your West Hams and your Bournemouths and your Brentfords and stuff, and your Crystal Palaces.
Brighton, all hard teams to beat.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I mean, SJ says, yeah, it is an aim to get promoted. He says, because what's the point otherwise? Yeah, aye, absolutely. I mean, nobody's saying there's no point to get promoted and stuff. It's just I've been with Sunderland so many times where it's been a miserable time in the Premier League, and it's just not fun. You know, the Mick McCarthy, when we got nearly one of the lowest point totals of the Premier League, and it's just crap, isn't it? But you know, who knows what we could do if we did get up. It's all about doing the business right, isn't it? Getting the right players in, and if you've got a good team spirit, you know what I mean. That's like having an extra man on the pitch. Every game you play, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, are you going to Plymouth, Davey? Or are you just watching the match at home, or?
Watch it in the house. Fuck on that. Them days are gone for me. Travelling to bloody Plymouth. Christ.
Do you not go to any away games, Davey, at all? Any nearer ones like Middlesbrough, or?
Just like the local ones are sometimes gone. If you can get it's getting the tickets these days, isn't it? One time you just used to decide on the morning, I'm going and gone down, pay on the gate and gone in. Them days are gone, man.
Well, plus there was when it was standing, there was more people you could fit in.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? The attendances. I mean, back in the was it Walsall or Wigan when they stood on a grass bank?
Aye. When they were in third division, I went to every away game. They're absolutely one of the best seasons of my life. It was just great.
Were you standing on that grass bank?
No, I wasn't on the grass bank. I was there, like.
Was that Walsall?
No, Wigan.
Was that Wigan? Was it?
I pissed down all the way through the game.
How the hell did they get away with that grass for a standing?
It was amazing them days, man. Christ.
You see them doing somersaults and all that.
No. Crazy.
We had
some good days on away trips, mind you. To strange places like Chesterfield and Rotherham and Port Vale, tapping the town hour. Oh, great, man.
And that's what they do, though, isn't it, Davey? They take thousands down there, take over the ground, and there was a couple of decent 7-1 wins as well, weren't there? Away from home and all that. I bet that was magic. The old Vauxhall days. So you'll have gone to was it the last game of the season away? Was it York? Who was our last game away to seal promotion back to
Port Vale? I think
it was Port Vale. It was Port Vale.
Gatesy and Marco scored. I think we won 4-1, something like that. Played in the blue strip. Played in the blue strip.
I went to every single home game that season, obviously, because I lived there. Went to every single one, and
John McPhail penalties never missed, did he?
Apart from the last game of the season against Northampton.
Aye.
And every single penalty, I remember when he ran up, he was running as he was just about to hit it to the left, and at the last minute it was into the right. Every single penalty was exactly the same.
In the corner.
Aye, and the last one, he missed it. I was in the Roker end when they played Northampton, and it was class. It was packed. I was right in the middle at the back, and it was a freezing cold night. But Roker Park's the best place in the world under the floodlights, isn't it?
Aye.
Doesn't matter how cold it is. And it was a cracking season that, like. It was just great. I mean, because I went to the game when we got relegated, when we
Cascarino.
Was it Gillingham?
Sunday afternoon.
Aye. Well, it was on aggregate, and everybody was confused.
Goals, what do they call it? Goals scored.
Aye, it wasn't away goals.
No.
And I think we missed a penalty, and then they scored one.
Aye.
And I remember standing in the corner at the back in the full end, and Gary Bennett popped up with a header, and he bust the back of the net. And we were gone daft, but nobody really understood, like, well, we're still gone down, or we're not. We're a bit confused what was going on. And when the full-time whistle went, a lot of fans didn't know what was going on. They didn't quite understand it.
I remember that. Sunday afternoon it was.
But it didn't stop the Sunderland fans or piling into Roker Park for the next season, did it?
No.
Is that noise?
I remember. Yeah, the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Snoring. I remember playing Carlisle on a Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon?
In the FA Cup.
Was it?
Aye.
What year was that then?
Well, it was when there was no lights, when the pits were shut. Do you remember when they're on strike?
Yeah.
That they play on a Wednesday afternoon, so they didn't have to use the lights. Carlisle beat them 1-0 in the FA Cup. I always remember that.
Yeah, because they didn't have to use the lights.
Right? That was an FA Cup tie on a Wednesday afternoon.
Someone tells me we were one of the first clubs to have floodlights.
No, I didn't know. I was having
Um, let's get back to some of the chat while Davey's dog snores. Does he have nightmares?
Yeah. Lying at the bottom of the bed.
He's looking cosy like mine, I must say that. Mind you, I like my bed and all. Best place in the world, isn't it? Oh, dear hell. John Nesbitt says, but me, I want up there. It's the prestige of it all. Come on, man. 170 million for starters for money going in the Premier League is on about. SJ says, exactly, John. The money is a major difference now as well. Getting promoted to the Premier League. Gary Hoyle says, agree, lads, but remember, when Reedy got us to 7th places finish and Merry never backed him. Was that the case there? Wasn't it? Merry never backed him, or a lot of people say when...
Wouldn't give him the money for players.
Because when Niall Quinn hung his boots up, Phillips was like a fish out of water, wasn't he?
Aye.
It's all down to ambition. Oh, yeah. Dougie says he was at Wigan as well. SJ, it's all down to ambition. If we want to keep our better players, we need to be in the Prem. We'd be able to give them a better wages for the start off. Oh, Dougie says Port Vale was 1-0 away.
Was it?
It was just the
4-1.
It was 1-0 away, according to Dougie.
Yeah.
Who scored that then, Dougie?
Gaty or Marco.
Gaty or Marco.
Definitely.
John Nesbitt. We used to.
The pitch had no grass on it. I always
awful.
remember that.
It was the Tuborg, wasn't it? Top.
Aye.
John Nesbitt says we used to play Berwick every pre-season. That was a good day out.
Aye, Berwick.
Dougie Stewart says, Stewart, it was Rotherham away, the last game of the 3rd division season. I don't know.
But Port Vale was when they got promoted.
Port Vale was the game that's signed, sealed and delivered, wasn't it?
Yeah, promotion. Rotherham might have been the last away game of the season. I'm not sure. I was there, like.
SJ says the dog wants feed. No, it's asleep.
Sleep. You'll be waking up at 9 o'clock.
John Nesbitt says, yes, Davey, and didn't we pay... Sorry, I'll start again. Yes, Davey, and didn't we play Liverpool one Wednesday afternoon as well?
Aye, could have been. Aye. That's when I think that's when we got beat 1-0, got relegated. Chris Lawler scored.
Chris Lawler. That baby's a bit so before my time. Aye, so we nearly come to the end of the show. It's gone fast tonight, hasn't it, Davey?
Flies, man, when you're talking, didn't it?
Aye. You enjoying it still on a Monday?
Right, I love it.
Like I say, I'm going to try and get... I'm going to see if I can get like the likes of Gordon Armstrong and whatnot on. I will...
Can you ring Wayne Rainey up, see if he come on Monday?
I might get Colleen to come on. Yes, that's right, Davey, says John. Nick Barnes has already said he'll definitely come back on.
Good.
But I think he's busy on a honeymoon at the minute. I think he'll be having a weekend away at Clatchy Rock, won't he?
Aye. You'll have to get Terry on, man.
Aye, Terry. Yeah, I mean...
On all the other ones, he's on all them.
Aye, I can ask him.
Aye.
But he keeps on saying no. Maybe he's too busy, or
aye.
He probably thinks he's too good for this channel, Davey.
Oh, give over.
He says you can have the lad that comes on that's always pissed.
Wincy.
Wincy. Nah, Terry's all right, man. He's just a busy lad. He's got 2 YouTube channels. He works full time and all, and of course he's got his private life, hasn't he? So
yeah.
Jim Nesbitt says Regis Labrie had young strikers at Lorient. Dango Otara 21-22, 25 games, 1 goal and 2 assists with RLB. 6 goals and 6 assists in 18 games. Then sold for 25 million euros. Hope he does the same for Mienda. Some of them have just about come to the end of the show and stuff. Like Jacob's away on holiday. I think he's in Baghdad somewhere.
I think he's gone to Corfu, hasn't
Has
he?
he gone to Corfu? Aye. Great show as always. Good night, says Gary. Yeah, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, lads. We've managed to keep the banter going all right today. There's only the two of us, plus there's no football.
Considers being out to talk about.
There's always something to talk about with son, and even if it means going down memory lane, do you know what I mean?
Oh, you can't beat memory lane, man.
You cannot indeed. And Clayton, of course, he's welcome to come back when he wants next week. But I didn't blame him, David. I would like to see Sheffield Wednesday get a good win. He probably wants to come on here and talk about how good they've been.
He wants to come on after a good win, so we might see him in the new year.
Might see him in the new year. Oh my God! So, Davey, is it dog walking time now?
Dog walk, 2 minutes time. I'll get them all kitted up.
Do you go far with them, Dave? Is it?
No, look.
Is it well lit up the streets and stuff?
Aye, well lit up.
Oh, spot on. Great show, says Singer. John Nesbitt says a half-fought 4-0 win for Saturday. Dougie Stewart says, have you seen Philly's new teeth? Are you on about?
Unbelievable.
Who's on about? Is this wee Philly?
Aye, looks like Ken Dodd.
Give over.
I'm not. He's been absolutely done with them teeth off Turkey.
Where's the picture of wee Philly, like?
He's on that SAFC fan thing.
Aye, he's on that. I haven't seen it since his new teeth.
Terry's on it now.
Aye, Terry's been on it a while.
Aye. You'll have to have a look. He kind of talk with his teeth.
I was on it, like, but wee Philly kicked us off. He says I wasn't good enough.
Did he?
Aye, he says I don't show enough enthusiasm when I'm doing the lives.
He's a joke. He does me head in.
Dear, I don't know, but so I decided. I says, you know what? I'm just going to concentrate on my own channel and do what I enjoy doing.
You're doing well.
If people think I'm boring, I'm boring. If people didn't it, they didn't. I'm not going to fall out with anybody over it. They're entitled to an opinion. You know what I mean? Must be thousands of custom. I'll have Philly's new teeth. I'll have to have a look at that.
Oh, you'll have to have a look. You kind of talk with them.
You're joking. You are pulling my leg, aren't you?
I'm not. Have a look.
Anyway, David, it's 9 o'clock on the dot, mate. It's been a pleasure as usual, and I'll keep an my ear open for you. Maybe he's been on Total Sport this week.
Yeah, we'll be getting back on. Right, see you next week then, son, if not before.
You will do. Take it easy, Davey.
Good night, lads. Good night, everybody.
See you later, Dave. Ta-ra, mate. You take care. So there we go. That's the show tonight. I've enjoyed it tonight. It's been a cosy night. So I also want to say thanks to everybody once again for joining in tonight on the chat. Everybody have enjoyed it. Cheers, Jim. The two Nesbits, SJ, Dougie, Gary, Dougie. Say SJ says hello. Says hello. I'd say D Hall says thank you for popping in. And to Harry, Dave Scott, Pastor Alex, Tony Emerson, Richard Stedman. I can go on and on. Colin Major. Anybody else I've missed, thank you very much. And I'm going to chill out for a little bit. And thanks for keep coming back to me show on the Monday. We do appreciate it. So enjoy the rest of your Monday night.